Hey, today I'll be talking about getting the best emulation machine on a budget. So, a small form factor computer would be the ideal solution to getting the best emulation machine on a budget because these things are not very expensive, and they could also function as a computer as well. So, if you don't have a computer and you need one connected to your main television, this would be the best option for it. So for me, I have my small form factor computer connected to my television, which you see right there. It's under there. It fits nicely under a television set like this, where I put my DVD player, PlayStation 2, and other stuff as well. Fits nicely. I don't have to. I don't have to have a big tower that's right next to the television like this. It could just be tucked right under where I put other video devices like DVD player, Blu-ray, or whatever. It just fits right there nicely. And not only can it just be used as a emulation machine, it could be used as a computer as well. So dual function. If you don't have a if you have an obsolete computer and you need a new one, this may be a good option for you. So you could get either a HP ProDesk 600 G1 SFF small form factor or a HP Elite 8300 SFF. I have made videos about both of these computers. Like this is the one about the HP 8300 Elite SFF, and this is the one about the HP ProDesk 600 G1 SFF. And I've upgraded mine to I put a GeForce GTS 740 1 gigabyte PCI Express 16 graphics card in mine, and I also bought 16 gigabytes more and put it inside this computer. So now I have a total of 20 gigabytes on my HP ProDesk 600 G1 small form factor computer. And it's sitting right under my television. So it's my home theater computer basically. But I'm basically using it as an emulation computer mostly. Let me go back here. You could get either one of those computers. I think this one is cheaper and this one is better. This one has a fourth generation i3, i5, or i7 processor, core Intel. And this one uses a third generation core i3, i5, or i7 processors. So this is probably a better deal, in my opinion. And they could use the same RAMs and the same graphics cards and everything else. The only difference is the availability and the price. So this is newer, so you're probably going to see more of them available, and the price is going to be cheaper. It's just supply and demand. The more there is, the cheaper it is. This is older, there's less, so it's going to be more expensive. So let's look at the type of graphics cards you can get. You can get a GeForce GTS 1030, 2 gigabyte. The one that I have is a GTS 740, 1 gigabyte. It has about the same CUDA cores as this one. I just pulled it out of another computer that I had, which I wasn't using. But this is a budget card. This is basically a budget card. It comes in two versions. It comes with either SDDR4 memory, which is slower, or the faster GDDR5 memory, which is faster at 1.468 gigahertz, or the SDDR is at 1.3 2.79 gigahertz, so it's slower. So the performance is going to be less if you get the SDDR4 versus getting the GDDR5. Same number of CUDA cores, or CUDA cores, same memory clock, 3 gigahertz, same amount of memory, 2 gigabyte, but different types of memory. Memory bus is 64 bits. Depending on the memory bandwidth is going to be higher on the GDDR5 versus the SDDR4. 48 gigabytes per second for GDDR5 and 16.8 gigabytes per second for SDDR4. Bus is PCI Express 3.0 16 or X16. Sorry about that. This is I, not E. Digital max resolution is 7680 by 4320 at 60 hertz. DirectX 12 capable. So if you get this type of video card, it may not come with this bracket, so you may have to purchase it separately, but most of the times they come with this bracket. So if you need to use it in a small form factor computer, you should be able to use it. If it doesn't come with it, you just order one separately. And this is another video card you could buy. It's GeForce GTX 1650 for small form factor computer at 4 gigabyte. This is a pretty good card. It has a much higher clock speed at 1695 megahertz or 1.695 gigahertz with more than double the number of CUDA cores. 896. Memory clock is 8.002 gigahertz or 8002 megahertz. Memory is 4 gigabytes. Memory type is only GDDR5. Memory bus is 128 bits, which is double that. Memory bandwidth is 128 gigabytes per second, which is almost 3 times that of the GTS 1030 2 gigabyte. At GDDR5, bus is the same. Max resolution is the same. DirectX 12 is the same. So this is a better card. This video card will probably come with a bracket like this for a small form factor computer. And you could upgrade the memory. You could buy 2 sticks of 8 gigabytes PC 12800 DDR3 240 pin memory, and you could put 2 sticks in either computer. I think the Elite 8300 uses the PC 10600 DDR3, but they're both backwards compatible. So you should be able to use this RAM in either this computer or that computer. It doesn't really matter. As for the cost of it, I'm just going to tell you the price ranges because depending, you could buy the computers and the components from other sites, but I'll show you where you could buy it. I'll leave links in the video descriptions below, but if you want to buy it elsewhere, the prices can range. For HP ProDesk 600 G1 SFF, they come with an i5-4570 processor, and they will come with 8 gigabytes, sometimes 4. 500 gigabytes is standard. I think it's a SATA hard drive. Prices can range from $180 to $220, which is a pretty low price in my opinion for a whole computer, and they come with Windows 10 as well. And G1 is the GeForce GTS 1030. I just put G1. G2 is GeForce GTX 1650. And since these are 3rd and 4th generation Intel processors, core processors, they should be able to use a GTX 1650. They have the They both have UEFI BIOSes, and you shouldn't have a problem using the latest video cards like a 1650 on it. So this is another configuration for the HP ProDesk 600 G1 SFF. Same processor, GeForce GTS 1030, 2GB, with 24 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabyte hard drive. Could range from $200 to $255 in price. This is a very good deal. This has Windows 10. You could upgrade it to Windows 11. I have videos on how you can upgrade unsupported hardware to Windows 11. I think I made a video about that somewhere. Let's see. Somewhere in my directory, somewhere. Let's see. I think it's under operating systems. Windows 11. So I made a video about it. You could install yes, you could install Windows 11 on a computer with unsupported
leaving their jobs,
hardware.
those traditional 9 to 5 hours, and doing their own thing?
No, it's definitely bigger.
I have videos on how to do that. It's not terribly difficult to do. You could do that. I did it on my i7-4790K computer, and that doesn't have supported hardware. This is the computer that I'm recording with right now. This is using Windows 11. So yes, you could a computer like this could function as your everyday computer. If you're on a budget, you know, these are hard times right now. Not a lot of people are going to be able to buy a top of the line computer, which costs anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000, having the latest graphics card with 64 gigabytes of RAM and 3 SSDs and 3 hard drives and all this other stuff, a 1,000-watt power supply. But if you're on a budget, this is basically a viable option. And for an emulation machine, it's perfect. Great, good stuff. This is the HP ProDesk 600 G1 SFF. Same processor. The G2 is GeForce GTX 1650 small form factor. Better graphics card. 24 gigabytes of RAM. Same hard drive. $321 to $404. That's how much it would cost, about roughly. I think you could get it for less than this if you could find a computer for less price, or if you can get one donated to you from somebody else, it would probably be considerably less. So number 4, HP Elite 8300 SFF. These computers come with an i5 3470 processor. I think those processors are good enough. You probably don't have to upgrade the processor. And the GeForce GTS 1030, 2 gigabyte, 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's what they would come with. 500 gigabytes of RAM, run you anywhere from $199 to $235. And this would be good enough for anyone to use as a budget emulation machine. This is a heck of a lot cheaper than some of the rock chip small form factor computers, which would cost about this price or even more than that. Maybe even cost anywhere from $200 to $350 or something. And plus, you could use this as a computer. You could also use it as a home theater system. It does come with a DVD drive, so you could play DVD movies on it and watch it on your television. And configuration 5, HP Elite 8300, small form factor, i5 3470 with the GeForce GTS 1030, 2 gigabyte, 24 gigabytes of RAM if you need the RAM, 500 gigabytes hard drive, $221 to $265. That's a good deal as well. But this is cheaper. As you can see, it's a little bit cheaper and it's faster. So this is recommended. But if you can't find this, then you can always look for this as well. HP Elite 8300 SFF, configuration 6, i5 3470, G2 GeForce GTX 1650, SFF 24 gigabytes, 500 gigabyte hard drive, $341 to $395. You could probably run just about every emulator out there with this type of computer or that type of computer, having a GeForce GTX 1650. And not only that, it could function as a computer as well. If you don't have a computer, or maybe you had to move back in with your parents or something, or you had to move with other people because you lost your job or whatever, and you have some money left, and you don't have a computer, then you could buy one of these. It's definitely something that's not going to break the bank. Doesn't cost a lot. And these computers are not obsolete in any way. They're still very functionable. They function good, and they work great. I mean, I'm using my other computer that I use for work is an i5 3570K 3.4 gigahertz computer, and I use that for work. You know, I do have better computers like a i7, a 10th generation i7, which is the i7 10700K. I have a computer like that as well, but my main work computer is still a 3rd generation i5, and the computer that I use for doing YouTube, and well, I also use this for work too, other types of work like writing software and stuff like that. I use this computer. This is a 4th generation i7 4790K, and I'm still using it, and this computer is exactly that. I'll show you. As you can see, this is the i7 4790K, and I'm using Windows 11 on it. Windows 11 Pro, as you can see, I'm still using it. I put this thing together back in 2000, I think it was late 2014. I upgraded it a number of times. I first had like 16 gigabytes, or yeah, I had 16 gigabytes of RAM. I upgraded it to 32 gigabytes. I first put I think it was a GeForce GTX 970 graphics card in it, and I upgraded it early last year to a GeForce RTX 3060 12 gigabyte video card, which I'll show you. Let me just go to Device Manager. Here you go. Device Manager. See, this is NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060. And I'm still using this computer. This perfectly functional. It's functioning well. I'm still using it. And if you have some outdated computer, something like this would be useful. Not only could you use it for just playing retro games, you could you'd have the best retro gaming computer out there. It's better than any single board computer, and you could use it for other things as well, or as a fully functioning computer. But that's what I want to share with you today. And if you have any questions, you could leave it in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.